All right, happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully, you're having a fantastic day. We've got a full 15 game slate. We are going to talk about every game, and I'm going to give you my three best bets, and I've got several leans. So let's jump right into this wild slate. First game is going to be the Marlins and the Rays. Rays at home this season are 21-19, so played a lot of home games. Weather in this one's going to be 88 degrees with a 7-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. Both of these pitchers are fly ball pitchers. Going to be Edward Cabrera. I do believe it's not listed yet. Do think it's going to be Edward Cabrera going up against Zach Littell. Littell at home this season's been okay, sub 4 in 6 home starts. Splits are pretty even, about 270-ish average to both sides of the plate. Cabrera has looked really good his last couple of starts, but I would give the nod to the Rays, but not paying this price. But after the way the Marlins looked in that Rockies series, can't get behind them. They are 3-7 in their last 10. Rays are 7-3, and they've won 3 straight. Offense has looked fantastic. They have been hitting righties very, very well. Pitch mix for Cabrera doesn't look great. But yeah, I would go Rays. I don't mind -1.5 here. The outs line for Littell is really high. It's 18.5. Almost wanted to take his under, but a little nervous with this Marlins team that's really struggled to score runs, only averaging about 2.67 runs over their last 3 games, whereas the Rays are averaging about 5. So I do think it's going to be somewhat close of a game, but man, that Rays on the run line looks real juicy, but didn't pull the trigger on it. Next game, Phillies and the Pirates. Phillies are on a downturn of epic proportions here. 3-7 in their last 10, lost the last 2 games against the Blue Jays. Luzardo got crushed yet again. That is back-to-back starts where he got absolutely pummeled. So we'll have to watch that moving forward for sure. Joe Ross is going for the Phillies today. Okay pitcher, doesn't have a ton of innings on the season. He's got 29, going up against Bailey Falter, who's been really good. He's got a 3.14 ERA, but that drops to 2.45 in 6 home starts. Can we trust either team? No, not really. If we look at the first game of a series versus a left-handed starter, Phillies have been okay this season. They're 5-3. Pirates at home in the first game of a series have been terrible. They're 3-7 on the season. I would lean Phillies. You're getting good value to take the Phillies. I just don't know if we can trust the bats, and Bailey Falter's pitched really well. So maybe a first 5 under, something like that. But again, I'm just going to steer clear from this game. There is some value taking the Pirates at plus money, but it's got to be a little higher than what it is, in my opinion, in order for me to want to jump on board with them. All right, next game is going to be the Rangers and the Nationals. Patrick Corbin returns to the Nationals field, taking on Michael Soroka. Soroka is 2 pitchers that I just don't trust. I have zero faith in them. If we look at the Nats, they're 4-5 this season at home when there's a lefty on the mound. So I don't love that. They're 3-6 to the under at home versus a lefty. So I would kind of lean under in this game. Rangers are 3-7 on the road in the first game of a series. So I think we've got this priced fairly appropriately. Almost wanted to take the first 5 under 5.5. That's kind of only way I'd lean. Corbin's been really good against lefties. He's given up a 167 average, but Soroka could just get absolutely lit up. Not a pitcher I trust whatsoever. That said, I don't trust the Rangers sticks. So this would be, first 5 under 5.5. That's a lot of damn runs. 6 runs in the first 5. I don't trust this Nats bullpen still. We're not at that point yet. So that's the only way I'd play it, be the first 5 under. Next game is going to be the Red Sox and the Yankees. Should be a good series coming up here. We've got Walker Buehler going up against Will Warren. Will Warren has given up runs. He looked horrendous in his last start against the Dodgers. I didn't even think he was going to make it out of the first inning, to be honest. But he's the Yankees are 2-5 at home when Will Warren is pitching, but they're 6-1 to the over when he is pitching. Walker Buehler, I think he's going to give up some runs today. His pitch mix looks really, really bad, but I think the Red Sox get some runs as well. So give me the over, and then we're going to take Aaron Judge to get 2+ bases. So it's at -125. So you're getting really good value there. I think Buehler should struggle a little bit today. I mean, he's getting crushed by lefties, okay against righties. Will Warren's okay against both sides of the plate, honestly. But this Red Sox team should be able to hit him. In terms of the weather, it's going to be 81 degrees. There's a 24% chance of rain. We got a 9-mile-an-hour wind blowing from right to left today. But yeah, I like the over in this one. Give me runs. Not paying that price to take the Yankees. All right, next one's going to be the Astros. And the Guardians, going to be Colton Gordon going up against Logan Allen. Two lefties going at it here. Colton Gordon did not have a good last outing. He's got a 5 ERA on the road. Logan Allen's got a 4 ERA at home. It's going to be 70 degrees, 14% chance of rain, and a 7-mile-an-hour wind blowing in. It's kind of a variant wind, though. Guardians are 5-3 at home in the first game of a series. Astros are 3-6 on the road in the first game of a series. Neither of these teams score in the first inning. Astros are the second worst team in terms of runs in the first inning, only score in about 18% of games. Guardians are below 25%. So like the Nerfy in this one, just two pitchers I don't trust, though. I would lean Astros on the money line here. You are getting some value. This team's been hitting lefties really, really well, whereas the Guardians have been absolutely struggling against lefties. So yeah, it would be Astros or nothing here for me. Next game is going to be the Dbacks and the Reds. If you didn't see the Dbacks Braves game yesterday, that was insane. We had the Braves. They were up 10-4, top of the ninth, 1 out. We're looking great. And then they lose. They give up 7 runs. And then after that, they recalled Craig Kimbrell. I don't think he's the answer, guys, but okay. Ironically, a guy named Blewett blew the game. D-backs are 6-1 to the over in the first game of a series following a win on the road. So when they have to travel, they go over a lot. Reds are 6-9 in the first game of a series after a day off, and they're 3-11 to the under. So this is two teams that have actually gone under more than over. I know the D-backs, I feel like they always go over, but they actually go under in 51% of the games. Reds are under in 59% of the games. Two lefties on the bump, Eduardo Rodriguez coming back off of injury, and Nick Lodolo. Rodriguez's K-line is 3.5. So that tells us, against a very strikeout-friendly team in the Reds, that he's not going to be in the game long. So he's going to be on a pitch count. I think we can ascertain that data based on the K prop. So he's not going to be in the game long, which means you're going to get to this really bad bullpen. You're going to get a decent amount of innings against him. But Lodolo has been horrendous at home. He's got a 6.15 ERA. Rodriguez on the road has been worse. He's got almost an 8 ERA. Can I get on board with the Reds? No. They're on my ban list for a little bit. You just don't know when they're going to hit, and they haven't been hitting lefties. So this would still be probably D-backs for me or the over. But I just hate taking an over with this Reds team, who I can't trust them to hit. There is going to be a 68% chance of rain. It's going to be 80 degrees, 6-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. So we did have some very strong storms here last night. Supposed to get another round today. So could be a potential for a delay. I always like to take an over if there's a delay. It just tends to produce more runs. All right, next one's going to be the Royals and the White Sox. Seth Lugo going up against Davis Martin. Martin at home this year has been pretty good. He's got a 3 ERA. Lugo on the road doesn't have a ton of starts. He's only got 3 road starts, got a 4 ERA. Definitely looked better in his last outing, but we got to figure in the Royals are coming off a series against the Cardinals, just played a doubleheader. Now they're traveling to Chicago. Don't love this spot, especially at this price. White Sox are 6-4 at home in the first game of a series this year. But that said, Davis Martin is 1-5 at home. So the White Sox are 1-5 at home when Davis Martin pitches. Kansas City is 4-4 on the road after a doubleheader, if we look back over the last couple of years. So it's not a spot I love. We're paying way too much to take a Royals team coming off a doubleheader. So this would be White Sox on the run line to me. You're getting decent value, but not a game I'm going to play. Next game is going to be the Padres and the Brew Crew. This one, Randy Vasquez going up against Chad Patrick. Chad Patrick at home has been really good. 2.37 ERA and 7 home starts. Vasquez sub-5 ERA and 6 away starts. So Vasquez not a dude I can get behind. So this would be the over or nothing for me in this one. I just don't know if I trust this Padres team right now in terms of hitting. It is going to be in a dome, so we don't have to worry about the weather. But yeah, I can't fade the Brewers. Brewers are 9-1 in their last 10 games. They've been on an absolute tear. So Brewers team total over, or just take the over would be the only way I would play this. Just fade Randy Vasquez. In my opinion, that's the only way I would play it. We didn't talk about the Tigers game. Where the hell is that one? Oh, okay. We skipped that one. So let's go back to that one. So Cubs and the Tigers. Tariq Skubal going up against Ben Brown. It's interesting. The Cubs have been using like an opener and then bringing Ben Brown in. Problem is that person's been like Drew Pomeranz, who threw yesterday. So today Ben gets to go right from the start. He's kind of an all or nothing guy. He's got amazing stuff. He's got strikeout stuff that is extremely good. Throws a very hard fastball with a little bit of movement. Tariq Skubal's having a fantastic season, 5-2 with a 2.26 ERA. That drops to 1.83 at home in 6 home starts. Ben Brown's got almost a 6 ERA on the road in 5 away starts. Tigers coming off a loss yesterday, probably wrecked a lot of parlays, one of mine included, against the White Sox where they lost in extra innings. So GG there. Skubal's never beaten the Cubs. Cubs are 2-0 against Skubal. But that said, Skubal is 6-1 at home this year. And Tigers are 7-0 on the first 5 with him pitching. So it's probably heavily juiced. I didn't look at it because I know it's going to be over -200. But there's some value taking the Cubs plus 1.5 here. Cubs are 8-2 in their last 10. Tigers are 7-3, coming off a weird series and then coming back home. Cubs had a nice little finisher there to the Nats series, but they are traveling. So both teams kind of traveling, but the Cubs did have to travel further. It's a lot of value. -198. I get it, Skubal, but this is the same thing as the Kansas City. You know, when you pitch against Kansas City, it's Cubs or nothing for me in this one, or the over. This Cubs offense is just really, really good. That said, Skubal's pretty damn good. So I don't mind taking the over just in case, you know, Ben Brown has a blow-up game. I could see the Tigers potentially getting 7 on their own. But this Cubs bullpen has been a heck of a lot better lately. They're actually one of the better bullpens in the MLB after starting the year as one of the worst. So the over or the Cubs on the run line plus 1.5 is the only way I'm playing it. All right, next one's going to be the Blue Jays and the Twins. So in this game, let's make sure that's right. Yeah. All right, we're back. We're back on schedule. Blue Jays and the Twins. I think it's Eric Lauer going, the lefty, although no pitcher has been announced yet. Bailey Ober will be going for the Twins. Kind of pissed me off yesterday. I didn't take the Twins, thank God, but they had Ober pitching yesterday, and then they switched it to Festa, which ended up being a festival for the Athletics, a festival of runs. But this one, at home, Twins are 18-8 on the year. They've had a fantastic homestand. Blue Jays on the road are 11-16, but they're 8-2 in their last 10. They just absolutely destroyed the Phillies against the lefty. Twins have been actually fairly decent, but these splits on Lauer are actually pretty good. But he doesn't have a lot of innings under his belt. He's got 23 innings, got 22 Ks. Bailey Ober, just not sure I can trust him, man. He's an extreme fly ball pitcher, but we do have the wind blowing in. It's going to be 69 degrees. You're getting some value here to take this Blue Jays team that's been pretty hot with the sticks. I mean, offensively, this is a top 5 team. Pitching-wise, they should be in fairly good shape. I mean, they absolutely demolished the Phillies, so I think they're in okay shape. Should be a fairly tight game. I would kind of lean towards the under 8.5, or the Blue Jays would be the only way I'd play that one. Next one's going to be the Dodgers. And the Cardinals going to be Justin Wrobleski going up against Sonny Gray. Wrobleski is an earned run machine. All this guy does is just give up earned runs. So he's got a 14 ERA and 1 away start, but he's got an 8 ERA overall in the season. It's only pitched 9 innings. So we've got a very small sample size. But if you go back to last season, he was just a train wreck. I faded him, and every time he was pitching, we're going to take the over today. I know it's Sonny Gray on the mound, but if we look at Sonny Gray this season, he does go to the over a lot. And Wrobleski gives the over every time. He's over last 2 years. Games are 5-0 to the over. Dodgers are 1-4 on the road when he pitches. Sonny Gray this season is 9-3 to the over this season, 6-2 at home to the over. Sonny Gray has a terrible track record against the Dodgers. He is 1-6 against them. So they have kind of had his number for many, many years. And we've seen his stuff. It's still good, but it's definitely not nearly as good. Velo's down. His breaking balls aren't breaking as much. So just give me runs in this game, especially with the Cardinals coming off a doubleheader yesterday. Bullpen's going to be slightly depleted. So I love this spot for runs. Wroblewski probably gets just destroyed. So that's the only way I'm playing this is the over. Next game is going to be the Mets and the Rockies. I mean, joke of a game. Senga going up against Senzatella. Should be just a freaking absolute bloodbath here. It's going to be 64 degrees. There is a 30% chance of rain. 6-mile-an-hour wind blowing right to left. We got an over-under of 10.5. Senzatella is terrible. He has a 7.5 ERA at home. Senga's been pretty good on the road, but it is Coors Field where weird things can happen. That said, Senzatella is 1-5 at home this season. I don't see an angle to back the Rockies, but they could win. So this would be, I guess, Rockies or nothing, but not getting behind that. Maybe a Mets team total over. Next game is going to be the Mariners and the Angels. I looked at this game for so long. I do want to get involved in some capacity. I lean towards the Angels at plus 124, or taking the under, which is kind of crazy. But if we look at the Angels, they're 3-5 in the first game of a series at home. Mariners are 3-6 on the road in the first game of a series, but they're 3-7 in their last 10. They've lost 3 in a row. That said, Angels are 3-7 as well. Angels have been a good team on the road in terms of scoring runs, but when they come back home, runs they die. They just dissipate. This Mariners team's struggling with the bat, so kind of like the under. Kyle Hendricks at home is 0-4 in terms of, or he's 4-0 to the under this year. No team's really beating him up too bad, despite having a 5.34 ERA. He's still got an expected ERA of 4.36. I think Miller pitches okay in this one, but man, he's been getting torched by righties. He's given up a 4.09 average to righties. And there's some righties in this Angels lineup that can absolutely kill you. I mean, say what you want. They have a horrendous bullpen, but this offense is somewhat legit. It just tends to die a bit at home. It's going to be 71 degrees with a 9-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. That's why I'm a little nervous about taking an under with the wind blowing out. So this would be the Angels for me. Take the Angels on the run line or just take them to win. Now that said, my score projections do have the Mariners to absolutely put a beat at 6-4 is how I have it projected in terms of the Mariners. So also looked at Mariners on the run line, but you're just not getting enough good value at plus 110. So yeah, it's such a tricky game, and I'll probably get involved in some capacity, but I'm going to keep researching that one. Orioles and the Athletics. No pitcher's been announced for the Athletics. I think it's going to be JP Sears. If it's JP Sears, which this line just, man, it really reads like it's going to be a lefty. Orioles are on a hell of a streak right now. They've won 6 in a row. They're 8-2 in their last 10. Just went down and put a little beat down on the Mariners. I wouldn't say beat down, but they got to Brian Wu last game yesterday. Athletics are 1-9 in their last 10, but they did win their last game. So that was a beat down yesterday. But all that offense yesterday typically leads to lower offense the following day. But we're also playing in a minor league park here. There is a 10-mile-an-hour wind that's kind of going to be blowing in a little bit. We get an over-under of 11, which is absurd. Do I trust Dean Kramer? No. He's got a 6 ERA on the road. If it is JP Sears, he's got about close to a 6 ERA at home this year. He's been getting drilled by righties. Should be a decent amount of righties in this lineup if there's a lefty pitching. So you're getting great value to take a team that's won 6 in a row. I'll put it that way. But it's a fishy line. And if it is a lefty, it's really hard to take them. Have they gotten over their lefty woes? No. They're still struggling against lefties. So tricky game there. And then last game on the card is going to be the Braves and the Giants. We've got Spencer Schwellenbach going up against Hayden Birdsong. This is an interesting game. Schwelly is only 1-3 on the road this season, but the Giants have struggled in the first game of a series. They're 3-6. We just saw them lose the first 2 against the Padres. Birdsong is 3-5 at home, so he hasn't pitched extremely well at home. That said, well, that's not even true. He's pitched extremely well. He's just not getting run support. They're only averaging 2.67 runs when Birdsong pitches, and he's got a 1.29 ERA. Schwelly on the road's got almost a 5 ERA. So I think the wrong team's favored here. We just saw the Braves have the issues yesterday, and now they got to get on a plane, travel all the way to the West Coast. Giants got to stay home, but they are coming off a divisional series, so there's that. This would be Giants or nothing for me. We got an over/under of 7.5. I don't mind the under, but just 7.5 unders are a little dicey. So this would be Giants or nothing for me. All right, let's get into our best bets, get you guys on your way. First best bet is going to be the Dodgers and the Cards over 8.5. Like I said, Dodgers have just had Sonny Gray's number, and Robleski is just not a guy I can trust. So we're taking the over 8.5. We're taking Aaron Judge to go over 2+ bases. So if he hits a double, we cash this. 2 singles, home run, triple, blah, blah, blah. I like the matchup here against Walker Buehler. I like his matchup against this Red Sox bullpen. So really like the spot. And then we're going to take the Red Sox and the Yankees over 9. Hopefully these pitchers don't just have an amazing day, but even if they do, there's some susceptible bullpens there. Obviously no Luke Weaver for the Yankees. So if it comes to the 9th and we get some Devin Williams action, roll the dice. Who knows? He could give up 7-8 runs. It's fully possible with him. So those are the plays. If there are any more plays, those would obviously not count for official plays, but I will post them in the Discord. Link is down below if you want to join. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video.